Everybody, I hope you're doing well. Listen, you see the caption that says Black parents and their kids money. Oh boy, here we go. Listen to what she has to say. It's rather shocking, but are we really surprised?
I remember when I was 15, I couldn't have been any older than 16 years old. I started working at 14, 15 to be able to afford the things that I wanted. So the time came when I had finally saved up my first $1,000.
Great.
I would work and put my little checks in the bank, and I was so proud of myself for having saved this amount of money. I foolishly went and told my parents because I was just so proud of what I had accomplished. I told them that I had saved up $1,000. It took no more than 10 minutes for them to turn around and tell me that they had a couple of overdue bills that I should be responsible for helping them to pay because I live under their roof and I'm a part of the household and I should be paying bills. And let me tell you something, by the end of the week, I maybe had a couple of $100 left. I also had an uncle whose house was going to be in foreclosure call me and ask me for about $400 to help him save his house. For me,
Wow.
the actual worst part of that story is not them taking my money, it's the fact that they guilted me about care that I did not receive.
Yep.
I learned that about 18 years old from another relative that they were actually receiving a monthly payment of about $1,000 to take care of me. Yes, I
Wait, out of all of that, they were what? They were receiving $1,000 to take care of her.
am a former foster care kid. It's just
Wow. So she was all excited. Oh, save $1,000. And as a kid, she's probably so excited. But what?
of about $1,000 to take care of me. Yes, I am a former foster care kid. It's just so wicked the way black people treat their kids over money, especially black mothers.
And that's why a lot of relations rather, between this mom and daughters are fractured. Because she's saying the part out loud that we're not supposed to say. And of course, it can be in nationality. I've seen one that said, oh my goodness, this young Caucasian female, she was 17 years old and she got a job at a fast food. She was so excited and she got her first paycheck. Now, sometimes she was able to get some rides and sometimes she rode the bus. The bus doesn't just take you to your location, you got to like transfer. Got that check and went home, and she was looking for her mother to like take her to the bank to get the cash, and the mother let her know, go ahead and sign a check over, and the check went to the bills, and she only got enough money to do what? Get back to that bus stop to earn another check, and she was like, it just pretty much like just put her down to the floor. So this does happen in other cultures, but I think we're affected more so because we are led by a matriarch. As I said before, said again, what are we teaching our daughters? We are led by a matriarch. So here she is. And let's not forget, they're getting $1,000 off of her for taking in a foster child. And see, this is why black women have got the expectation, Supergirl, black girl magic, make it work. You got to hit the ground running. Got to hit the ground running. How many black women can have a paycheck and then it just takes care of her or her children? More than likely, it's going to be her and the kids on it, of course. They're by matriarch and a man somewhere, and definitely a parent. Sometimes a parent and a grandparent. And then when people get older out into the world and realize, hey, not everybody's operating this way. They might find other black people who aren't operating this way. And then you look up, oh, hey, so and so, they want you to smile for the camera. I've seen people, like I said about the student loan checks, people were getting student loan checks and look up the parent, I can, parents getting the student loan money too. You got to be kidding me. It's like, so what are you going to do? Oh, go and get a job. Well, you should be okay if you have the student loan money and the job. No, the student loan is going back to the parents. So this right here, this is why the women they can make it, I think, some more than the men. Is because a lot of them, this is what is expected, especially as a black female. And this is why a lot of relationships with parents fall short. This is why she said black parents and their kids' money. This is why a lot of relationships fall short. And then people get out into the world and they're saying different things. They're saying, oh, so you stay with your parents. Okay, you pay the rent money. What happened? Oh, they say the rent money got you a down payment. And people said, well, we can't do those things. And exactly. But I understand that. But guess what? You know what we can also do? We can sit up here and stop carrying the seed of poverty, D. I don't care what package it comes in, as a black man, a white man, a Asian man, Latino man. That's what we can do is stop carrying the seed of poverty, D. Okay? That's the number one move to make right there. We can cease our participation in fatherless home. If a man has one or two fatherless homes that he's created, I don't know what kind of woman you shouldn't date him because you already seen his track record and it's not really good right now. But yeah, not surprising. And that's why the community led by matriarch, it's always, oh, black woman, she'll figure it out, she'll do it. How does a grown man feel if she said her uncle came to her about to face foreclosure and he's what? He need $400. And see, this becomes a norm. And if that's all you know, you do it. But then I'm telling you, when they grow up and they see things differently, heck, I've heard of this happening. A mother getting money from the two kids and then moved in, they said, a boyfriend. Moved in a boyfriend. Hold on. The mother was on a housing program, so she had it made, and the kids were giving her extra money. She was getting out those kids she was getting hundreds of dollars a month, $300 and $400 a month from each kid. She had a son and a daughter. And then what did she do? She moved the boyfriend in. Yeah, and the boyfriend was paying nothing, but the kids were. Gee, you wonder why the relationship is fractured. And I'm like, she got two kids paying her between the daughter saying 300 to 400 a month. Don't forget using the credit too. Might want to go shopping, she get her man using a daughter's card. So you got two kids, so you probably getting between, let's say, $600 and $800 a month, and got a man. Oh well, food. Yeah, she had the lucky card, the EBT card, the electronic benefits transfer card. That's what she had. And then you wonder why they get older and they realize, gee, one reason you can't get ahead. I already got a mom and daddy bill. The audacity of a man to come to, and I wonder too if the uncle paid her back. So this right here is not far fetched. It's not. It's the reality that we don't want to talk about. The kids are not the retirement plan. No child asked to be here. And if you can't afford to feed, then I'm going to say it again, as I said before, it may be a good idea for you not to breed. You just did. Your man, he can't help. What you need him for? Don't hop on a sinking ship. Hop on a Titanic at your own risk.
16 years old.
So she's 16 years old, getting excited about her job. She's saving money. And for a 16-year-old kid, it's a lot of money.
I started working at 14, 15 to be able to afford the things that I wanted.
Now she's got to work to get them. So clearly she was not getting an allowance. Okay. So she went ahead and got out there, got a job.
So the time came when I had finally saved up my first $1,000. I would work and put my little checks in the bank, and I was so proud of myself for having saved this amount of money.
See, she's building her own self esteem. Wow. Look what I've accomplished. And as quickly as she built up, and it probably took her weeks. As quickly as she built up, look who came and tore it down.
I foolishly went and told my parents because I was just so proud of what I had accomplished.
Wow.
I told them that I had saved up $1,000. It took no more than 10 minutes for them to turn around and tell me that they had a couple of overdue bills that I should be responsible for helping them to pay because I live under their roof. And
And who? Okay, so they decided to go and adopt you. And don't forget, she already acknowledged that she was told when she was 18 that they were getting $1,000 a month to take her in to support her as foster parents. You hear some, yeah, the kids don't come around anymore. Oh, we're strange, and they love to try to act brand new. I have seen this in every nationality. A lady I know, Latino, I was like, "What's with the daughter? The daughter moved out the house. What's going on?" Because the mom got her. I couldn't believe it. The mom was so man-struck. The mother got the daughter's settlement truck. She was riding with some friends and got injured in a vehicle, so it was a personal injury check. And I think it was like maybe $17,000. It was a nice amount of money. The mother controlled the money and went and bought her bomb, non-working, under the floorboards Billy boyfriend a vehicle. And the daughter was working on a job and riding the bus. Let's try it again. The mother, which I was like, no, I knew she was man-struck. The mother got a hold of the money while the girl's taking the bus, same thing, working at a fast food, part time, got the check, went and bought her a non working, felonious with a record under the floorboards of Billy, trailer park Banjo Billy, a vehicle. Oh, and then she kept the rest and bought some furniture so that she wanted to do. Luckily, it was around graduation. After graduation, all I heard was, and I'd never known Danielle to have any behavioral problems. She just was, no, it wasn't about, oh, she don't want to listen to her mom. That was not even it. No, it was the mother. She had packed up and she just went and moved with her aunt. And so you wonder why. And how did I know? Danielle didn't tell me. The mom told me. This is why a lot of these relationships are fractured. Like I keep saying, care to see the Papa D and you think he's going to say, oh, we really appreciate you, Mom. You know, all the struggles that we had, and you kept on having these kids, and the men never came around. And then the oldest one, next thing you know, you are 13. How are you 13 cooking a roast with some cornbread? Girl, what you doing? What? Childhood stolen. So you're coming home from work and you cooking. They trust you to turn the oven on. I would be concerned. You're cooking. Somebody got to help out. 15 or 17, are you a full-fledged dad? You're the daughter daddy. No, you're a daughter daddy. You got to play daughter daddy because you're a daughter, and because a man is not there, you got to take in as daddy. Well, mama's out working, and you got to be the head of the house. So while she's not there, cooking, cleaning, chores, responsibility, helping your little brothers and sisters. I can't believe it. Do laundry. What the heck is that? I didn't do laundry until I was 19 years old. Childhood canceled. This is why the relationships are fractured. And then once you get out the house, there's no guarantee. You still may have a mama bill or a daddy bill. You're going to have a bill someplace else. You got to do this.
I'm a part of the household and I should be paying bills.
But see, here's my thing. This primarily does pertain to a lot of females, I think, more than the male. Just saying.
That I should be responsible for helping them to pay because I live under their roof and I'm a part of the household and I should be paying bills. And let me tell you something, by the end of the week, I maybe had a couple of $100 left. I also had an uncle whose house was going to be in foreclosure call me and ask me for about $400 to help him save his house. For me, the actual worst part of that story is not them taking my money, it's the fact that they guilted me about care that I did not receive. I learned at about 18 years old from another relative that they were actually receiving a monthly payment of about $1,000 to take care of me. Yes, I am a former foster care kid. It's just so wicked the way black people treat their kids over money, especially black mothers.
What was the last part she said?
foster care kid. It's just so wicked the way black people treat their kids over money, especially black mothers.
And that's why a lot of people cannot excel. And you're so used. That's why black women used to just giving and giving. Everybody looking at you, they're supposed to sit down and chill, and you're supposed to get to it. And then I hate to tell you, here's the sabotage part. When you're raised like that, and you don't come out of that, that's the norm. Then you may meet a man that wants to treat you like a queen and be a man and take on things. You're gonna start butting heads with them. Why? Because you're not used to it. Oh yeah, it can happen. Start butting heads with them. He's taking over the lawn care. You may be sitting on his day. Oh, I got that. Don't. That's you can't rest in your femininity because you're not raised to do so. So then, when someone maybe wants to come along, let's say, and treat you like the queen that you are, you're not even used to. You think something wrong with him. He's trying to control me, tell me what to do. No, he's trying to be a man and be maybe trying to be a provider. But see, what you're so used to, you've been programmed, got a battery in your back that you have to do everything as a black woman. And that's how you've been raised. And so when someone comes along, wants to maybe might be a chance to take the load off. Maybe it's just temporary. Anything. I already got you on edge. Why? You've been raised to be in go mode. Look, an uncle coming to a 16-year-old, are you really what, huh? Over your mortgage? You can find somebody else? Some grown men? This is how black women are raised in the community. A lot are. As I said before, how many got a mama bill, especially black women? And I'm here to tell you the minute that money stops, oh, don't be surprised by mother and you get dropped. Yeah, that part. The minute the money stops, oh, it's mother dear, you might get dropped. You've outlived your usefulness. But we don't want to talk about that. The kids are not a retirement plan. So some of these moms, they have the kids and are thinking, oh, I did the best I could. And then you wonder why the kids stay in the way? No, she didn't do the best maybe she did the best she could, but she had limited information and they can't tell her anything. So all that living in poverty and doing without and working them, like they got a 9 to 5 from elementary school on, they didn't appreciate it. And they get out into the world and they despise how they were raised. And guess what? They want a whole new beginning. And I'm sorry to tell you, the beginning don't include you. This is why a whole lot of relationships between moms and daughters in the black community are fractured. They just got you going. That's why black women, there's not a problem working 2 and 3 jobs. Raised this way, you got to be the go-getter. Why you pick up a man that can't do nothing? Because you got to be the go-getter. That's what you've been used to doing. Even got the uncle coming to her to save his house. He couldn't find any other man. Doesn't have to. Just find a black woman. So these are conversations. Not to say they don't happen in other cultures because they do. Trust me, I've seen personally. I just told you. But we have to have the conversation because maybe there's a chance that somebody, somewhere, somebody might do better. Somebody might do better. Yeah. Somebody might do better. What are we teaching our daughters? And parents can try to hide behind, oh, and I've seen Mama Becky do this too. Well, I don't know what happened. You know darn well what happened. They can try to hide behind this facade as if everything was cool and it's not. Kids know. So when they get older and they're not trying to do the fake holiday thing, I've seen people, they'd rather be alone or go with friends. It's understandable. Something happened. And the sad thing about it, when you have parents like this, what she's telling, you can try, I've seen this, try to have a sit down conversation. And it's like, okay, this person feels this way, you feel that way. So the goal is maybe they can sit down and have a talk and then get together and, try to get a healing process. Oh no, the mom in the BC, what I've seen, and it's a lot of them. Again, it's not just in our group. that is when they get to a point that guess what? Oh no, they are not going to be wrong. And so what they want to go ahead and do is just keep this facade going. Oh no, that didn't happen. Well, listen, I just said let bygones be bygones. I don't want to deal with that old crazy girl, but you know what? It's never their son. So this is why a lot of relationships are fractured in the community. I kid you not. This is the reason why. It's fractured because kids grow up and then they have a memory, and then sometimes parents get all of a sudden, I don't remember that. Sorry. And they do. So yeah, they get selective memory. But these are conversations that are painful and for some embarrassing, but they need to be had because guess what? If we're not having a conversation, how are we going to talk about it and how are we going to stop it? How can we not see the hurt it's inflicting? That's why now a lot of people, when they see women having multiple kids, we may not have all the facts, but they'll just see that and there's no sympathy because why? They already grew up. They lived that life of the single mom with a bunch of kids and nobody around, and they already know, oh no, that caused them to grow up fast, childhood cancer. So then when they get older, they see that they're like, oh no, how many kids? Oh no, I don't want to hear about it because guess what? It's they know, hey, this kid's going to be in for the same thing that they were in for. You'll be working on your first gig, and again, you may just get enough money just to get yourself there and back. $1,000 couldn't be happy for. Couldn't say, "Hey, let's get you a CD." Couldn't do that because sadly, if we're going to be realistic, I'm sorry to tell you, but sometimes parents don't want their kids to have anything. Sometimes parents are in competition with the kids. Sound crazy as hell to me, but it is reality. Yeah. So let me know what you think. It is. And then she said, parents, what's the man doing? Using our kids as a wallet. Again, kids are not the retirement plan. Kids don't ask to be here. And if you can't get along financially without having a kid, then guess what? Maybe you just shouldn't. Because guess what? The life that you give them, they can't control that. But don't be surprised when you do them wrong. They're going to get older, get grown, and be gone. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share them out.